How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yay! Welcome to the Deliberate Millionaire podcast with Rosemary Noni Knight. This is the place where ambitious spiritual people learn how to manifest and keep the money, the resources they need to live luxuriously in their purpose. Enjoy the podcast. I'll speak to you again afterwards. I'll read the download to you. When you place the demand on yourself to act in accordance with your vision, you feel yourself expanding. You are drawn to the right texts, the right environment, the right teacher, the right circumstances to allow you to experience that which you have chosen. You simply need to trust that I am guiding you where you desire to go. Yes, I understand that you would prefer to know all that I know before you even make the decision to move forward, but that is not the way energy works. Your intention determines what is revealed to you. Your intention determines what happens next. Your intention is the decision you must make first. Okay, so again, your intention determines what is revealed. So the first thing isn't really strategy. It is making your decision, setting your intention. As the divine said, your intention is the decision you must make first. And that's where a lot of deliberate millionaires can get stuck. You want the whole full plan. You want the guaranteed outcome before you even begin. You want the complete everything. Before you even make a start, you want proof. Proof as well that it's all going to move or it's all going to happen just exactly the way you want it, even before you make a move. But actually the divine is making something very, very clear to you. You don't get the full revelation before decision. Because when you actually think about how reality actually works, you realize it's almost like there's no way to know exactly how something is going to pan out. You are the only one that knows how something is going to pan out. Sometimes people go to like psychics or whatever to try and get a prediction of what's going to happen to them. Again, the psychic can only read what is possible with your current awareness of what you might do now. So she might be able to get into yours, like into the energetic field around your subconscious mind. Let's put it that way. But it's open to change because you have free will. So almost like the moment somebody sees something and says it to you, it could almost immediately cause you to act in some way differently, and therefore null and void whatever the psychic or whatever has said to you. So yes, you might be wanting the divine to give you this whole full complete path, but when you really think about how free will works, how is that possible? It's not possible that if you have free will for anything, because you could change at any point, and therefore what you have to do next changes, which is why you just need enough for the next step. Okay, you set the intention, so you are the one setting the intention. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? What do you want? And as soon as you set that, unless you change your mind, then you are going to get there. It's just how you're going to get there may change depending on what you're doing and blah blah blah. As long as you've kept the intention, though, it can go in any kind of way to get there, but it will definitely get there. You need to set your intention. You need to make a decision about what it is that you want, and then don't change your mind. Don't keep changing your mind. That just delays everything. And usually you're changing your mind because it was delayed, or it didn't come as fast as you wanted it to in the first place. And then you go ahead and change your mind, which makes it almost impossible for it to actually arrive because you've changed your mind about what you want. So the divine goes on to say, when you place the demand on yourself to act in accordance with your vision, you feel yourself expanding. So it's not about you just admiring the vision or thinking about it and dreaming about it. It's not about just journaling about it every so often. You place a demand on yourself to act in accordance as the person who brings that vision to life. You become the person immediately, and you become that person who, this is what I've chosen. And so you're asking all the time, what is the best, most joyous thing I can do to bring that to life? So that your every action is taking you in the direction of what you want. Because even if you're like, let's say you're trapped in a job you do not like right now. And so I'm saying this to you about, setting your intention and asking the question, what is the most joyful, all that. And you might say, yeah, but most of my day I spend doing something I don't really want to do. So it doesn't feel very joyous. But that's also your perception of it. Because ultimately that job, the reason why you're staying there or in that trapped situation or seemingly trapped situation is because you want the money from it to pay your bills and all of that. So you can change your way of seeing it and realize that it is funding your vision. So it is a step in the direction of your vision. So you can see it that way rather than, oh my God, is the thing keeping me from my vision. No, it's not. It's actually allowing you to carry on towards your vision without anxiety and stress and all of that stuff. So it is a case of changing your mind and realizing that everything you do can be taking you in the direction of your vision, even when it doesn't necessarily feel like it. As long as you've kept the intention, then you will inevitably achieve success, because you're always succeeding, always succeeding. The question is, what are you succeeding at? Where is your focus? What have you decided to win at? Because when you set your intention for a particular vision that you want, and then you tell yourself, oh, I don't think it's going to work. And then you set your intention for, I'll settle for something else. So you've changed your mind. Or you're busy lamenting that, oh, nothing ever seems to work for me. You've changed your mind again. That now you want an experience of nothing ever seeming to work for you. Is that really what you want, though? So you need to put that demand on yourself to act in accordance with your vision. Because as you do that, then yes, you will start expanding in the direction of your vision. You'll start to see things differently, feel things differently, and you will start to expect differently. And all of this makes a difference to what you do, how you do it, and what energy you do it in, and the result that you then get. Because again, you will inevitably succeed. It's just, what are you going to succeed at? Because it's your intention that decides that, or your decision, your intention, whatever you want to call it, is the thing that is deciding that. Yeah? Stop focusing on just the problem or the disappointment or the current limitation or the thing that isn't working or the person who hurt you or the money that isn't here yet and all of that, because that's you focusing on the problem. Focusing on the problem just kind of brings more of, whatever you focus on, you bring more of. The chances are you'll start acting in accordance with where your focus is. So if you're focusing all on the problems, the chances are your actions will be passively taking you in the direction of exactly what you do not want, because you're continually going over and over and over it in your mind. Change your mind, my loves. Change your mind. Choose. Yeah, choose. Choose. Firmly choose. Determinedly choose. And then stay chosen. You are drawn to the right text, the right environment, the right teacher, the right circumstance. And that is really how it works. I have this, I hardly put it in group because it's mostly for business, my business clients. I call in my people. It's an affirmation music thing. I call in my people. I go within to call them in. Okay. And this was actually directly from the divine. Call in your people. Go within to call them in. We are all one. We are all connected in some way. So whatever it is that you're seeking to create, when you go within and set that intention that this is what I want, as the divine download says, the right text, the right environment, the right teacher, the right circumstances, the right whatever will be drawn to you, or you will be drawn to it. The good you seek is seeking you, ultimately. And it's because your energy is attractive to, because you're focused on a certain thing, you become magnetic to whatever is going to take you there. Okay, you become magnetic to whatever is going to take you there. But you start noticing things. Maybe it's the book that stands out all of a sudden, or a conversation you're having with somebody and you suddenly hear something that, oh wow, I could do that next. Or the environment that you realize, I can't be here anymore. Or, okay, I need to be in that environment. Just, you suddenly start getting these nudges ultimately. Or maybe somebody like me is speaking and there's something I say that is like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. This is why I like people to immerse themselves in the Abundance Library, if you're at that level of membership, because you don't know what you're going to hear that will just shift things for you completely. Or you start seeing opportunities that maybe have always been there, but because you've now determinedly decided that this must happen, those opportunities suddenly become, oh wow, yeah, that seems good, a good thing to do. And then you do it, and then the next step opens up, and the next step opens up, okay? Or that's maybe the only step you needed, who knows? But the only way you'll find out is by, setting your intention and then taking the steps in the direction of what it is that you want. And then the divine goes on to say, I understand that you would prefer to know all that I know before you even make the decision. I think we've already spoken about this anyway. And say, yeah, it's almost impossible, because for the divine to be able to give you that plan, it would mean that you do not have free will, really. That this is just what's going to happen. It's just, it's ordained and that's it. But that's not the truth. You do have free will. You do have free will. For real. And it's not just something we just say. No, you do have free will. But don't beat yourself up if you're getting this wrong. If you're, well, what is wrong? It's not, so I wouldn't use the word wrong, but if you find yourself ruminating on the problem or something, and you realize, okay, I don't really want to keep my focus here, do not beat yourself up about it. Do not say, oh, it's so hard for me to do anything. Blah, blah. No, you just choose again. Just choose again, just choose again, choose again. You will drift, you will get distracted. You'll get caught out in the physical reality sometimes when it really looks as if it's not going to move at all. And you'll notice yourself focusing on the very thing that you do not want to focus on. And it's okay. Don't be scared of it and think, oh my God, I've broken it now. It's never going to work for me. No. None of that. None of that dramatics, please. Just simply love yourself, accept yourself where you're at right now, and change your mind again. And change your mind again. It's okay. Just notice, choose again. Choose again, choose again, choose again, refocus, choose again. Imperfectly is fine. You do not need to be perfect at any of this. You do not need to be perfect at any of this. That's the thing about being a practical mystic, is that you realize perfection is not required. Perfection is not required at all at any point in this journey. If anything, it's quite stifling trying to be perfect, because the chances are your definition of perfect, it's what somebody else has handed to you. And it's stifling, actually. People calling it perfect and the perfect way to do things. No. It's stifling. If you have to act in a certain way and be a certain way, defined by somebody else. No, we don't want that. The question is not, what do I know already? It is, what have you decided? What have you decided must happen? As long as you hold to that, it will happen. As long as you hold to that, it will happen. I don't say these things lightly. I say them because they are the truth. If you will just stay consistent with practicing them, you will see them for yourself, that this is absolutely the truth. And to take the learning, the empowerment to a whole different level, get a copy of the Prosperity Book. It is how ambitious spiritual people manifest money, resources to live luxuriously in their purpose. The link will be around this video, this audio. If you would rather do something more private with me, then also the link will be around here on how to book the Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance private consultation, where we'll figure out what is the best next step for you. The link will be around here. Much amazing love. Go forth and prosper.